Hello students, welcome back to the another session of accountancy class. In the last class we are discussing about some of the important terminologies used in income and expenditure account. One of the important term used in income and expenditure account, or one of the important item used in income and expenditure account is subscription. So how to calculate subscription in account form, statement form and equation form, that areas we are discussing in the last class, and also we'll do 2 or 3 practical illustration or practical sessions also. Today we are moving on the next terminology or term used in income and expenditure account is entrance fee. Entrance fee is one of the important item of not-for-profit organization. Entrance fee or fee of admission. Now what I mean by the word entrance fee or admission fee? It is the initial amount paid by the member who is actually intended to the member of association. Attain the membership of association, we need to pay the fees, and that is known as entrance fee or admission fees. For example, students want to join the school, they pay admission fee. It should be treated as capital receipt and credited to capital fund account. It is not a revenue receipt. It is not received in every year. It received in once, and it should be treated as capital receipt and credited to capital fund or capital fund account. However, if the amount is small and it is just collect to cover the expense of admission, then it should be treated as revenue receipt and it should be credited to income and expenditure account more than capitalized it. Some organization, NPO, that might have or that might take certain charges to cover the cost of the admission, and hence such amount received should be credited to income and expenditure account, considering as a revenue receipt, because it's only covering the expenses. However, if the problem provides us give a specific direction to deal with an entrance fee or admission fee, then it should be deal in a way specified in the question. Sometimes the question tells to do capital. If the question tells to do treated as revenue, so treated as revenue. If the question to do partly capital and partly revenue, do part capital and part revenue, as the question specifies the whole over the question. Are you clear? Take a small illustration with admission fee or entrance fee. How do you need to deal with the question specified in the entrance fee? The question is, entrance fees received in the year 2011-12 is 1 lakh. 40% of entrance fee is to be capitalized. Now the question is specifying is that 40% of entrance fee is to be capitalized. So as similar, the solution, 40% of 1 lakh, that is 40,000. 1 lakh into 40 divided by 100, that is 40,000. That is 40,000 should be capitalized and added to capital fund on balance sheet on the liability side, whereas the balance of 60,000 should be credited to income and expenditure account. Have you clear? That's why I am saying, if the question specifies treated as revenue, do it, or the question specifies treated as capital, do it. If the question specifies to do it in part as done in the question, to do it. If nothing is specified, then we have to apply the appearance little bit. If the amount is pretty, no non-recorded tax capitalized. If the amount is very small, put it as an income. So the next terminology used in income and expenditure account is donation. What do you mean by donation? Donations are received from persons or the firms or companies in the form of money or in kind. Not-profit organization shall receive the donation from people specified, that is a person or a firm or a company, in form of money or in kind. How to deal with it? If the amount is small and recurring in nature, then it should be credited to income and expenditure account. If you are receiving donation at every year and recurring in character or recurring in nature, they are small in amount, that is specific task attached to it, then it can be credited to, or it should be credited to income and expenditure account. However, if the donations are received for specific purpose, they should be treated accordingly. For example, if you are receiving donations for building, donations for giving up the prices, and they should be dealt with accordingly. Now, school or educational institution may receive donations for gift prizes or scholarship, maybe. Then it should be dealt with accordingly. However, nothing is specified in the question, then we would generally assume the donations are recurring in nature and we should post it to the credit of income and expenditure account, recognizing it as an income. Have you clear with this, guys? A small practical illustration with backup the area of donation. What I specify, take this illustration. The price founded as shown 31st March 2012, rupees 24,000. Donation for prize fund received rupees 5,000 and prize awarded for the year rupees 8,000. So we are receiving the donations and we are awarded the prizes. So donations received shall be taken as revenue and should not be taken to credit of income and expenditure account. There should be taken to fund account. The opening balance or the opening balance of fund is 24,000. This one, the opening balance of prize fund is 24,000. Simultaneously, the prices awarded should not be taken as revenue expenditure. It should be subtracted from the fund. See the solution. Take this out. I am giving an abstract of the balance sheet. This is an abstract of the balance sheet. In the liability side, price fund was rupees 24,000. This one. That's the opening balances. And donations. This one. Donation for rupees 5,000. Take this out. We have received a donation for 5,000. Added to the fund 5,000. So the receiving donation amount have to be added to the opening balances. Then, and the price awarded for 8,000. The price awarded for 8,000. This one we subtracted from this 8,000. So finally what we get, 24,000 add 5,000 then less 8,000. So the answer is 21,000. This figure, the opening balance of fund received or price fund received 24,000, add donation for price fund is 5,000, then less prices awarded for is 8,000, then the answer is 21,000. The balance of price fund at the end of 31st December 2012 will be 21,000. Have you clear? So this is some small illustration or small practical session of in the case of donation or calculation of donation. So we are moving on the another term, that is legacy. What I mean by legacy? Legacy is any amount or any other item received from deceased person under the terms of the will. Now the person has died and he has to make a will that cash or check or any amount that or anything that are to be given to not-for-profit organization. If the legacy is received for the specific purpose, then it should be treated accordingly. Certain specified or restrictions are used. However, the purpose is not specified, then the legacy should be capitalized and it should be added to capital fund. So the purpose is not specified, then it should be capitalized. However, under no circumstances legacy can be treated as revenue income because legacy is not received regularly if it is received under a will. So the legacy is to be capitalized. However, if a specific purpose is given, then it should be taken or treated accordingly. So take the next term, that is government aid. Now at various times the government may help in not-for-profit organization by the way of grant in aid or subsidy. Now they may grant in one time or they may grant regularly after regular intervals. It may be yearly also. This aid may take two forms. The first one is this one, general aid, and the second one is specific aid. As you can see in the diagram, the aids can be classified as two parts, general aid and specific aid. Now what is general aid? These aids are received regularly from the government and hence are to be treated as revenue receipt, and thus it can be transferred to credit of income and expenditure account, or it has to be transferred to credit of income and expenditure account. Whereas the second type of aid is specific aid. What do I mean by specific aid? It can be treated as a capital receipt and they should be added to capital fund. They are not received regularly, they are received maybe once and hence has to be added to the capital fund of the company. So take it up back from the basics. Aids are two types, general aid and specific aids. General aids are treated as revenue receipts and specific aids are treated as capital receipt. So the next term is sale of fixed assets. So one of the important term used in income and expenditure account is sale of fixed asset. The sale of fixed asset is not revenue receipt, it is a capital receipt. So I tell you, sale of fixed asset should be treated as capital receipts and it should be credited to the assets account. However, when we sell an asset, definitely we shall have profit or loss. That is, when we sell an asset, definitely we get profit or losses. What does it mean? The asset account should be credited with the book value of the assets and any profit or losses arising from the sale should be recorded as an income or an expenditure. If we have a profit, we should record it as an income. If we have a loss, it should be recorded as an expenditure. So let's take an illustration or let's illustrate this one. So take this illustration. Can you see the receipts and payment account in front of you? We have receipts in the receipt side and payment side. The receipt side tells you sold plant, this one, sold plant rupees 1200 and the book value, what do you mean by book value? The original cost of the asset. The book value of plant was 1000. Here the book value of the plant is 1000, the sale of plant is 1200. That is, the plant costing 1000. The original cost of the plant is 1000. The plant costing 1000 was sold at 1200. How do you treat this? Or how do you treat this one? And I give an income and expenditure account. Here I give an income and expenditure account and also give the balance sheet. Here I give an income and expenditure account and also give the balance sheet. Now this is the normal question will be asked for. They give you the receipts and payment account and they will be asking as prepare an income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Now check this out. Plant costing 1000 was sold at 1200. The plant costing 1000 was sold at 1200. So do we have a profit? Then how much is the profit? So here we got the profit of 200. The profit will go to the income and expenditure account. That is, the book value of the plant is 1000 and the sale of the plant is 1200. That is 1200 minus 1000. That is the 200 is the profit. This 200 can be credited to income and expenditure account by profit on sale 200. So this profit will go to the income and expenditure account. It will go to the income amount will be 200. You can see that by profit on sale amount to 200. Are you understanding it? Now this is the difference between 1200 minus 1000. So this 200 is the profit on sale is the difference between sale of the plant minus book value of the plant. So you will get the answer or profit 200. Are you clear this? Simultaneously, the plant should be credited with 1000. Simultaneously, the plant should be credited with 1000. So, go to the balance sheet. You will have the value of the plant. You will sold, then the amount will be 1000. So, in the balance sheet, have to be shown the amount will be 1000. In case there was a loss, the loss would have been recorded in expenses. The asset should be credited by book value, profit and loss separately, recorded in the income and expenditure account. Are you clear how to deal with the sale of fixed asset? So, these are the some important terms used in not-for-profit organization. Some more items are there that will be discussed in next class. So, this 5 items or 5 terms plays an important role in the preparation of income and expenditure account. So, watch this video carefully. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.